the release that can happen, the freedom that can be gained is amazing. Imagine if you can do a pose and you don't have to think, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Or am I going to be able to do that? And instead, you're just there and in peace and just doing it. The amazing powers of healing that come out of this is wonderful. So this is why I really believe that meditation and yoga are two of the same.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and greetings to all. You are all joining in at different time zones in the world. Therefore, may I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you meditators today. Today is Wednesday, 8th of January, 2025. We have reached 1,335 days of daily meditation. We are very pleased to inform you that we can be so proud that we held meditation 3 times a day, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 8 p.m., for which we are very grateful to all those who have contributed to this tremendous achievement. Thank you. Today's program is going to be on Stephanie Mugo. She will be speaking about she'll be speaking about yoga.
And Dhyana.
And then we will have meditation
Before.
We will have meditation before that. And then Jagannatha Master will guide the meditation as well. Thank you.
Now I have calling.
Thank you, Tara Master. Good evening, everyone. In a short while, we shall conduct meditation for up to 30 minutes. Thank you for joining to participate with us. It is known that sleep offers respite for our body and to refresh it. Likewise, meditation offers respite for our mind and would refresh it. Before commencing meditation, we shall recite the following affirmations. We shall attain the very best of health and prosperity to live happily. Our lives would remain peaceful in every way. We are blessed to have this opportunity to perform meditation as a group with the courtesy of this forum. Before starting meditation, consume some lukewarm water and place the remainder besides you. If this water does extract the energy from the universe during our meditation, consuming it will enhance the benefit we receive from the universe. Now we shall get ready for the meditation. Sit on a comfortable chair or on the floor in lotus position. Place your spine erect and relax your body as much as you can. Remove any spectacles if you are wearing. Interlock your fingers and place your hands over the lap. If seated on a chair, place your feet crosswise. Close your eyes gently and concentrate on the breathing. Breathe in and then breathe out in the usual manner. You may concentrate on the music that will be provided shortly. If your thoughts deviate, ignore them and return your focus on your breathing again. We shall meditate for 15 minutes with the music in the background and in silence for further 15 minutes. Thank you. Place them over your eyes and slide them away. Now open your eyes and return to your usual position. We shall now express our appreciation to have performed this meditation as a group by clapping our hands. Sorry, we have to finish the meditation in 15 minutes owing to some circumstances. Thank you for joining for the meditation. I pass on the platform further to Tama and Tara Masters. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagannatha Master. We are all united with the goodwill of the universe. We have done a powerful collective meditation highlighting peace of mind and health. When the meditation we do for ourselves is done collectively, it becomes a social force and has the power to expand at the level of home, street, city, country, and the world, encouraging everyone to engage in such meditation. We also express our heartfelt gratitude to PSSM Tamil Europe, PMC Tamil TV for providing the facilities. Let us sincerely wish you, Valha Valamudan, Valha Valamudan, live prosperously and make peace, good kindness, health, and harmony in the world. Thanks goes to Sri Kandaraja Master and Anuruddhi Master for this platform. Thanks goes to Jagannathan Master for guiding the meditation. Thanks goes to myself for the music. Thanks goes to Bhavani Master for doing the recording too. And thanks also goes to Arundhati Master for displaying the posters as well. Let's welcome Stephanie Master. She has been practicing meditation more and more until it became very much a way of life for her. She seeks the blissful peace of the moment and is on a path to share this wonderful experience with the world. She is French and lives in London. She runs regular yoga classes with PSSM on Zoom and in person in Hyde Park, London. Now the platform is yours, Stephanie Master. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you. So today I am going to be talking about how yoga can be a pathway to meditation. I have asked for this photo to come onto the screen now. Hopefully you can read what's written on it, but I will also read it out as I keep on talking tonight. Can I ask how long I have for this?
You got
Half an hour.
25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So yoga is a discipline that very often is known to incorporate meditation as part of it. What I've got on the paper here, what I wrote on the paper here, is called the 8 limbs of yoga. This is the structure, the wisdom that came to a person called Patanjali, and who wrote the sutras, the Yoga Sutras. And he in there described the 8 limbs of yoga. Those are the 8 parts that are important for a practitioner that is going to be doing yoga to include in their life if they want to become a yogi or a yogini for a woman. And anyone who is interested in practicing yoga can feel themselves inspired by these 8 parts of what yoga is meant to be. I'm going to take you directly to the number 7 before we start to look at each one. The number 7 is called dhyana, and it is the meditation part of yoga. And so, as I said, it's normally part of yoga. And if a teacher is going to plan for a yoga class, they will normally put a section of their class to be a meditation practice. But it will be normally, if you have a 1-hour practice of yoga, the meditation part might be about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on the teacher. But now I'm going to take you through each step of the 8 limbs of yoga. And I'm going to explain to you how I feel that yoga, and this talk tonight, is really expressing my point of view on really feeling and experiencing that yoga in itself, the whole of yoga, is actually a meditation practice. It is an extension to our daily practice of meditation. And so if we look at the 8 limbs of yoga again, and we look at the number 1, the yama. So yama is the community ethics. We are looking at the philosophical side, the attributes that a human being can gain or can cultivate to embody yoga. The first one is ahimsa, do no harm. The second one, satya, honesty. Asteya, the third one, non-stealing. Then there is brahmacharya, which is sexual integrity. And then there's aparigraha, which is non-attachment. If you look at all of those, they are normally either part of the meditation practice, they are an element of the meditation practice, or they are the state in which we find ourselves as we keep practicing meditation. When we daily practice meditation, we end up in a space within ourselves where we don't want to do harm to anyone. We don't have any interest in that. Where we find ourselves to become so deeply honest because we become so authentic. We become this silence or the stillness that we find within when we meditate. Sexual integrity, it all comes together like non-attachment. Non-attachment is what we cultivate eventually as we keep practicing meditation. So in this way, I really feel that Yama, which is the first limb of the 8 limbs of yoga, is completely part of the meditation practice. The limb number 2, Niyama, personal observance. So this is about looking after yourself. It includes cleanliness. It includes contentment. Sorry, I've got actually a hard time reading myself on the screen. And I really tried hard to write well. Self-discipline.
Can I read it for you,
Self-study.
Stephanie Master? Can I read it for you?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
And then surrender to divinity. All of these are aspects of our lives that as we keep practicing meditation, either we aim to, what's the best way to say this? Those are normally part of the, when we start meditating and we are on a meditation path, those become goals or moments of achievements that we reach. So the more that we meditate, the more we surrender. When we feel meditation inside of us daily, we then want to look after our body also. Yes, so the Niyama, the second limb of yoga, is also completely, I find, part of what meditation is. So then I'm going to take you to the next one, which is the asana, which is the poses, the yoga poses. And I'm going to put a bit more information in this from my experience. So asanas are the poses that we hold when we are doing yoga. And yes, we can do yoga and we can be, as we are doing yoga, we can be thinking, I'm going to do my exercise. Yoga can be exercise. Some people will do it as an aerobic exercise. Some people will do it because they want to become more supple in their body or more comfortable in their body. So that can be a self-care practice. Some people are doing it to build up muscle. It is a very great resistance practice to build up muscle and to become more toned. But if you really want to gain the benefits of yoga poses to the deepest level, then we are looking at how it can help to heal the body, how it can help to shift what's happening inside the body. And the poses in yoga, they can help to shift the body in such a way that it helps with the muscles, it helps with the internal organs, in such a way that the internal organs can be rebalanced, they can be massaged, they can be tonified, they can be energized, they can be awakened to a healthier state. It can act on the hormones, balancing the hormones or keeping them balanced. It can act on stress level. Oh my gosh, it can act on stress level, dramatically reducing stress. That means soothing the parasympathetic nervous system. And so then we can also look at a deeper level. It can work on our energy. But I will touch on that a bit later. We have in us, I believe, a natural dynamic, which is self-healing. This means that if the body was left, and if our energetic system was left to do what it needs to do, it would automatically want to heal. It has that force, that life force, that makes it such that it wants more life, more health. But we tend to block that dynamic. We block it by having beliefs that go against it. We block it because we have traumas that are taking a while to heal. And then we're also blocking it because we have belief systems that go against it. Like, for example, thinking the only way I can heal is if I go to the doctor. Or health goes worse and worse across the years in our life as we get older. Those are belief systems that can block that dynamic process in us of self-healing. So imagine if you are doing yoga and at the same time that you are holding the poses, you are also meditating. Imagine the goodness you're bringing to yourself, because then you are no longer cultivating these thoughts as much of blocking that self-healing process. You are no longer thinking I'm sick or this hurts because you're meditating, or you're not thinking of it as much. You're not thinking as much of how society dictates that we need to go to the doctor to get better, or that we need to take tablets to get better. And when we are in a meditative state, while we are doing yoga, it is not just that yoga is a meditation practice then, and it's strengthening our meditation, natural meditation practice, incline. But at the same time, meditation actually empowers the benefits of yoga to become so much stronger. And both of them done together, you can then reach such an amazing amount of health and balance that could not be reached if you only do one or the other. Now that's just an idea I'm putting there. Anyone can make of it what they want. I'm just putting it out there, and that is truly what I believe myself, and that is truly what I'm experiencing also so far. Now, meditation, I believe, is who we are. It is and I read that or heard that somewhere quite a while back. Our natural state of being is to be in a state of meditation, to be pure awareness. And then we get shaped, we start having more thoughts. We get shaped by other people's thoughts. We get shaped by society. We get shaped by our environment. We get shaped by what we read, what we hear. And all these turn into thoughts. We get shaped by stress, and we become anxious, and we become stressed, and we get a negative kind of thinking in the mind. So meditation is our natural state. Therefore, it should, I believe, be something that little by little, as we keep meditating, grow bigger and bigger, spreading across our day and our life more and more, so that as we keep cultivating it every day, we then become more meditative throughout the day, through each event that happens, through each encounter with each person. And one of the amazing ways to do this and to help ourselves with this is to meditate, or to practice meditation while we are doing yoga. We become awareness more than all our problems, all our aches, and everything we want to free ourselves from. I believe meditation is a path to freedom. And when you do yoga and at the same time you're in a meditative state, you are awareness. The release that can happen, the freedom that can be gained is amazing. Imagine if you can do a pose and you don't have to think, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Or am I going to be able to do that? And instead, you're just there and in peace and just doing it. The amazing powers of healing that come out of this is wonderful. So this is why I really believe that meditation and yoga are two of the same. Now, going back to the 8 limbs of yoga, The fourth one is pranayama, breath control. When we meditate, what do? What is the first thing that we learn when we meditate? Is to focus on the breath. When you do your yoga practice, focusing on the breath as you do it expands. Again, here we're adding another level. We are bringing the breath into it. And that, again, unlocks and releases so much from our system to gain so much inner peace, so much health, if we wish. The fifth limb is quite a mouthful, pratyahara, which is inner awareness. What is meditation but that? It is pure awareness, pure consciousness. At least, again, that is my belief. The sixth limb of yoga is dharana, which is concentration. When you keep practicing meditation, little by little you gain such a deeper focus, a deeper quality of focus, and which is concentration, which is another word for concentration. So when you are practicing meditation, you are actually developing that skill. And so again, that's another part that is exactly the same for yoga and meditation. Again, we go back to the seventh limb, which is dhyana, which is meditation. And finally, the eighth limb is samadhi, enlightened living. When we meditate, I believe that we connect to the Supreme Consciousness. And the path to enlightenment, for me, is very much shifting from the common consciousness to the Supreme Consciousness, which I'm going to talk about energy in a moment, goes also to the path of energy and the journey through energy to reach up and up and up through the chakras and to gain enlightenment. So when we meditate, we normally focus, I believe, on that Supreme Consciousness. Some people call it universe, some people call it God, other people call it their soul, or there was another word, higher self. But ultimately, I believe all of these are one of the same, which is the universe, which is God, which is the Supreme Consciousness. And the more we practice meditation, the more we are on the journey to samadhi living, to the enlightened way of life. And again, so there is this complete connection between yoga and meditation, which showed to me again that they are two of the same. Now, a few more concepts about yoga that I want to bring in. The first one is that the word yoga actually means union. And people will give themselves a definition of what meditation is for themselves in so many different ways. For me, it really means the union of all of who we are. Again, I will talk about the chakras here. I believe that we are unifying all of our chakras to become one. I could go very deep into this because there's so much wisdom in what is called Kundalini, and I will just share a few words about this in a minute, which explain the energy and how we are energy beings, and how the energy to begin with is male and female, and then how they unite. There's also a belief with energies that, okay, let me just go into it now since I'm there, that there is the Shakti and the Shiva and the Shakti energies. That is a Hindu belief system where there is male and female energies, Shiva male, Shakti female. Those energies, they chase each other and they energize each other until we bring the energies up, and up when they get to here, to the third eye chakra, to the third eye, to the Ajna chakra, they become one. On that path, with meditation, we get to that point that is called non-duality, which is where things become one. And it doesn't mean, for myself again, it doesn't mean that they become one in terms of, oh, if there's the good, there has to be the bad. If there's black, there has to be white. Not like that. But instead, that ultimately, beyond anything that we know, there is only one thing, which is that pure consciousness, that pure awareness. And when we do yoga, there is a yoga that is called, and maybe some of you will have heard of this, Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini is an energy we have in us. I believe that it is us in the energetic form, the whole of our being. It's the representation of our body, of our mind, of our soul, all put together into one. And so when we do yoga, and especially when we do Kundalini Yoga, of course, but any practice can actually benefit a healthy, balanced Kundalini energy. When we are doing those, we are going up towards non-duality. So with yoga, as much as with meditation, we are moving towards that ultimate state of experiencing life, which is then non-dual, which is us being simply this awareness. And again, some people call it God, some people call it the universe. I've just called it the awareness. You could call it your higher self or your soul. It doesn't matter, but just so that you know what I'm talking about. And in that way, I believe that yoga again and meditation are two of the same. It is not that meditation is just a small part of yoga. Meditation is not those 5 minutes in a 1 hour session of yoga. Meditation is yoga, and yoga is meditation. The only thing I would say is, no, actually it is the same. I was going to say that you cannot do yoga without doing meditation, but you can do meditation without doing yoga. But that's not true, because if we go back to the screen and to the 8 limbs of yoga, just being seated or even lying down when meditating, we are doing yoga in the end, because it is a pose. Yeah. So it is all integral, it is all one, it is non-dual. Yoga and meditation cannot be two different things, because they are both pure awareness in different ways of practicing it and connecting with it. Let me just quickly look at my notes. Yes, I'm just going to finish with explaining a little bit about Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga, it affects and balances the chakras in the body. And to do such a practice, we can use mudras, which is a position of the fingers, like most of you will know the Gyan mudra. We can use mantras like Om and chanting. We can use poses. We can use movement. Most of all of this, though, is integrated with our breath. And we work on the breath and we shift the breath, sometimes making it quicker and high-paced, sometimes slower. Sometimes we make it almost unheard or unexperienced, so still. And so all those shifts we use with the, all those tools we use with the Kundalini Yoga practice. And we use also what is called a bandha, which is an energy lock, where we put a lock and that energy now cannot go through, where we sometimes can lose energy downwards or upwards. The energy will stay here. That empowers the path of the Kundalini, which energizes us, which rebalances the chakras. It is a very powerful practice. But ultimately, as I believe that Kundalini is who we are, everything we do can balance our Kundalini energy. Even thinking can balance it, or even staying in silence can help balance it. So I really do believe that when we do yoga, if at the same time we keep this awareness, this meditative awareness through, we just hit a double whammy with bringing ourselves such a deeper level of peace. And it's not just in our mind, not just in our heart, but in our body as well. And it's bringing our health into peace and into balance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephanie Master. That was a phenomenal and spiritual talk. For the appreciation, we'll clap our hands 30 times.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we'll go over to some question and answers in English. Jagannathan Master, what would you like to say, please?
First of all, thank you, Stephanie Master, for your presentation and in detail.
Thank you.
It's a fascinating topic, and I think the subject matter dates back to ancient times or ancient knowledge. But what about recent knowledge? Only yesterday, I saw a clip from Osho who says, I was astonished. He says, meditation and concentrations are opposite, he says. I'm just repeating what he says. If I want, I can share that with the Siskandaraja Master. And how he's explaining is, he says, concentration is opposite meditation, because when you say concentration, you're also saying focus. The example of focus is if you use a convex lens and hold this against sunlight, it gets focused. So likewise, you get all the thoughts focused on one thing. But he argues, but when you do that, you are bound to have lapses in your focus because you get distracted. You can close all your senses, but there's a famous story. I don't want to relate it. A chap who was trying to close his eyes, shut his ears, plug his nose, and still his mind is thinking about a woman passing by. So there you are. So he says here, meditation is inclusiveness, he says, irrespective of distraction. So I will find it difficult to understand, but how he's explaining is inclusiveness means you remain engaged in whatever you are embarking on. So if you're embarking on breathing, embark on, irrespective of what is going in the background, telephone rings or this and that. Similarly, if you are engaging in yoga, that's it. So it seems his argument is reasonable. That brings the other question. What is yoga? Well, it says union of body, mind, and what he called soul. But my question is, when you've got a healthy body and mind, it's already in union. What is there to unite? I'm sure most of the people in this forum are in good health and mind. So they're already in union. So there's nothing to unite. But if your mind and body are not in synchrony, you can say it's in disunion. That brings me to the next question. What is synchrony? You can only synchronize your voluntary action and your mind. You can't synchronize your involuntary action, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Now, that brings an interesting, I never thought like this until today, and this is moment. Now, people say you activate your vagus nerve, everything will be done. No, that is not as straightforward. Vagus nerve is only a part of parasympathetic nervous system. And parasympathetic nervous system doesn't act on its own. There's a balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic. They do a LIE, lie detection test, based on whether he's lying or not on your sympathetic activity. To make it short, if Kundalini, the sympathetic and parasympathetic they're not concepts. They are real. They have been proven. But all these Kundalini and chakras are concepts. I'm not saying dismiss the concept. Believe your concepts. That brings the next question. What about placebo? People who believe in placebo, they get cured. But a drug is only launched if it's statistically proven the success is above the placebo effect. They test up against a placebo and then only get licensed. Only problem is drugs have got side effects. One of my consultants told me to a rep, if you are claiming there are no side effects, it's not a drug, it's a placebo. I started laughing. He's right. So that is the problem here. But you can take placebo and stick to your belief system and get cured. That is possible. or do yoga and give up your allopathic medicine. Try it. Do yoga, give up your, throw your tablets and get cleared. Good luck. Thank you very much.
There is a lot to answer to here.
No. We have to discuss it productively. That's it. That's what my aim is.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best to answer a couple of these things. The first one with Osho. I believe that it doesn't matter which angle you take it from, you end up in the same place. Whether you focus on the one thing, like a candle, and you are really practicing that focus like a muscle every day, and you then end up letting go of everything little by little, because the awareness is not the ego. And the whole practice is about becoming the awareness and stepping away from the ego. Whether you do it by learning to step away from the ego by building that muscle, or you do it by being within the ego and within everything that's around it, and then little by little progressing towards that awareness by letting it happen, you, I believe, are doing the same work from a different route, but you will get to the same place. And in any case, my belief is that it's all about the thoughts. I said earlier it's all about the energy. Now I'm saying it's all about the thoughts. It's everything, always. But the thoughts are what makes your life be what it is, and are what it is that is making your practice be what it is. I found it interesting that you, in the words that you said, you were mentioning about all of us here being completely, fully enlightened and not needing anything anymore ever.
No, not enlightened. They are healthy, I said. They are healthy. Well, where attention goes, energy flows. There's no doubt about it. Where attention goes, energy flows. That's certain.
And so whenever I'm talking about yoga and meditation, please, that's one important thing. I am never telling people to not go the allopathic way. I am never telling people not to go to the doctor, not to use Ayurveda or any other health system. I am only ever just sharing my experience and sharing what I believe is helpful about one thing or another. And I am a yoga teacher, and I've done it for a few years now. I've done meditation for years, and guess what? I have high blood pressure. And guess what else? I take high blood pressure tablets. Yeah? So I think each person needs to know what they want on their own journey and what they believe in, and then to take whatever they need to help them move forward, if they wish to move forward. That is what I believe.
Sure. There is complementary, I'm sure, supplementary rather. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jagannatha Master. Next, we have Varadishan Master from Canada. What would you like to say, please?
Greetings to all. I have one small question. It was clearly explained all the stages of yoga. My question is, we do meditation, that this type of meditation, people like us, ordinary people like us can do. But to do Kundalini yoga, they say we should have a proper guru. Without that, if people try to do on their own, it may go sometimes in the reverse direction or somewhere, I don't know. So I want to know, to practice Kundalini yoga, whether we don't need a proper guru and practice on a regular basis. That is my question.
Thank you. So there are a lot of people who are unwell because they have had what is called a Kundalini awakening, and they didn't have anyone to guide them through. When Kundalini yoga when life practices create a problem with our Kundalini energy, it is never that it is going backwards. You cannot reverse with the process. But what happens is that blocks that we have, like the energy at the bottom, is at the bottom of the spine to begin with. Then it gets triggered into an awakening and it comes up the spine, along the spine. When it's doing that, it's going through the chakras and it's releasing little by little blocks happening in us that have been there because of traumas. They've been there because of our lifestyle that is not balanced, or because of energies that we pick up and that block us. And when there's a Kundalini awakening, and sometimes they can be very strong, it can throw someone completely out into depression, into stress, into illnesses, into imbalances, because blocks were released that were not ready to be released, and things were done wrong or out of balance, and it triggered that to happen. And I would never recommend for anyone to do a Kundalini yoga practice without a teacher. I would not call it a guru, because I find the term guru can be dangerous. But a Kundalini yoga teacher is definitely what I would recommend if someone wants to go into a Kundalini yoga practice. One, because they'll know what to do in the best way for you, and they'll be able to guide you through your journey in a healthy way. Two, because if something goes wrong, you have someone there you can go to. And on my journey, most of the people that have come to me, even nothing to do with Kundalini yoga, but people who have who are in a schizophrenic episode, or bipolar, or who are swimming in depression and not knowing what to do, or have a hypersensitivity and don't know how to cope, have a perception of the world that they can't understand how they're perceiving it, or why, and why it's different, or what to do with it. People who are feeling trapped in the gifts that Kundalini can bring, but because they were not ready, or because they were not guided, it turned into a negative experience.
Yeah.
So definitely do not do Kundalini yoga without a teacher, unless you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing this question up. Thank you.
Thank you, Varadashan Master. Next, we have Dr. Navratna Master. What would you like to say, please?
Thank you for inviting me. Greetings to everybody. I enjoyed your talk, Madam, and
Thank you.
Your explanation about these 8 limbs of practice was very useful. And I have been a little thoughtful about this yoga practice and meditation for some time now. And I know of a gentleman who was very close to me. He was there before I was born, but I have read about him, and he is now in a samadhi with a temple built over him. He used to go to Ramana Maharishi very often. And when you say guru or teacher, and I've also read about Ramana Maharishi, he teaches without talking. People who could sit there seem to absorb the knowledge from him. He rarely talks, but if people ask him some question, he answers. There was one instance where a devotee went and asked him, "What can I give you for all your service?" So he said, "It seems you can give me all your good things that you have done, dharma." And he said, "Oh yes, I'll give you all my dharma." Then he asked him, "Can you give me all the evils that you have done?" This devotee was very upset. "How can I give you the evils?" He said, "No, if you believe in me, give me the evils." And then apparently Ramana Rishi said, "You go to Mukti. If you believe it, you believe it." And these sort of spiritual things are things that depend on belief. And we believe, I believe that this practice, meditation, all that, as a Hindu, we do that with belief that there's God, and we believe that we want to achieve or go to get near the Supreme. And therefore, with all these discussions that are going on here, using words and things, I believe that this is a little on a higher plane. First of all, we must believe that there is something called the soul. And Kundalini, as you said, in people who go to Jiva Samadhi, the soul or the Atma goes to the bottom of the Kundalini and stays there, even though they may not breathe or have blood pressure, blood circulation or senses, but they are still alive, but not to the external world. What is your opinion on this, madam?
Ooh. Based on my own experiences, I have come to believe a lot of things that seem unbelievable to most people. I grew up in a family that was non-believer whatsoever. No spirituality, no God, no faith, nothing. My parents, they walked away from Catholicism and they shut the door on it, like they banged the door on it. And they just would not want to believe in God, but were angry, resentful almost, against religion. Spirituality, my dad believed that it was only people that go to sects with gurus and, that commit suicide together. So, not touching spirituality. I grew up like this. And little by little, I did meditation and I went so deep and I unleashed all of the deepest parts of what is in our subconscious. And again, those are my words to express my experience and according to my beliefs at this current time. I then started so I unleashed all of this and I started doing meditation. And I don't believe in God, but I was told that I was protected, I was shown in visions that I was protected by the god Anubis in Egypt. Then I'm doing meditation and all of a sudden I start encountering Shiva in my practices. I don't believe in God and I'm not a Hindu either. Then I start to do mudras and practices that connect to Ganesha because that's what I'm shown. And then all of a sudden it's Kali. And like this, boom, 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 from one god to the other. And my practices took me there. The wisdom that came to me while I meditated and throughout my days took me there. And I have experienced things like I am here, I think of the forest that is 30 minutes drive from here, and I can feel like I am there. I'm watching a video and they're showing the seaside and a wave, and all of a sudden I can smell the salt. I mean, I'm not going to describe all the magical sides of what life has brought to me in the recent years, but it is really what you believe in. And when I said earlier about gurus, to be cautious about gurus, especially with Kundalini yoga, I'm not saying every guru is a misguided person that is misguiding others. There are some people who I believe I could call guru, but they are not necessarily someone who's part of a big group at a temple. It could very well be that it's my dad or my cat. It's whoever I find the wisdom comes through to me from is a guru, is what I believe. When it comes to Kundalini yoga, I need people to really, I wish to spread this awareness that there are many people who will call themselves guru, especially in teaching Kundalini, and who then are able to manipulate the person's faith in them to either extort money or to bring their spirit down, to bring their heart down, and then create chaos and damage to those people. So I really believe that it all depends on your own experience, that it is depending on your own belief. Ultimately, whatever happens to you. There's that thing that people say that you can have two people in the same place who experience the exact same thing. When they're going to go home, they will tell you a completely different story from one to the other. And then those stories get written in books and get written in newspapers and get put in the news. And there is never a true information because there's only you who can experience the moment the way you're experiencing it. And I really strongly believe that people can go to Maharishi's temple and can experience what you described. I also believe that some people are going to go there and feel nothing and hear nothing. Because it depends on if you're ready for it or not, if you believe in it or not. It all depends on your thoughts and your experiencing of life, is what I believe.
Thank you, madam. I agree with you. And again, the level of meditation is determined by one's experience and the insight. Now, the thing is, people like Yoga Swami and other Swamis learn things by not reading. And there is a Prapancham or Sakti that's able to give them the knowledge. And also, this Ramana Maharshi was alive at the time when this gentleman, for whom we have built a temple in Jaffna, used to go and sit there. And then when he comes home, for 12 hours a day, he will not eat anything, drink anything, closes his eyes and alive and breathing and meditating. And eventually, he apparently passed away sitting in meditation, and he was not burnt, he was set in samadhi. That is an experience, not mine, but very close experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Navarrete.
I'll just say one last thing about this, is I am sure most of you here have meditated, and at some point or another, some wisdom has come to you during that moment where you were as close to awareness as you can be. You had an idea that came, either a solution to a problem or an idea of something you want to create or something you feel the need to do. I believe it is the same thing that was going through Maharishi and to the people in the temple, and that could still now go to the people who would go to the temple even though he's not here alive there now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Navaratnam Master. Next, we have Dr. Shanti Parameswaran Master. Who would like to say please?
Yes, thank you. I'll make it short. Greetings to all. I think everyone has made their comments. Firstly, Stephanie Master, thank you for breaking Patanjali's 8 steps of yoga and making it very clear step by step. I enjoyed it. And also, you made the body-mind connection. There is that body-mind connection when you do the asanas, yoga, and the mind, and therefore the meditation that comes along with it. And I thought that was a very nice way of putting it, the body-mind connection.
Thank you.
I thought of what you said. I think we talk yoga, they said simply, I was told, is union with God. And you grew up almost in an atheist family, no belief in God, but you believed in that energy. And I call that energy the divine energy.
Yes.
We say Prabanja Sakti or something, is the divine energy. And that energy surrounds us all and is there in the around us, and meditation brings that energy into us. So I think everyone, at the end of the day, I want to ask a question at the end, but I think the meditation is with the pranayam and everything. At the end of the day, everyone knows their body best. Every one of us know our body best. It is not to others. And I think one question I have about this Kundalini yoga is, I'm a simple person. I read in books that people there who go into the wild, into the forest and meditate, and they slowly that Kundalini energy comes to the top. And there's a story how that man didn't know that he had got that energy. He opened his eyes because a crow or a bird flew over his head and did what the birds do. And he got so angry, he realized that he opened his eyes and the bird got burnt because of the energy. So is it that when you do sit and meditate for a long time, like our rishis we were talked about, that Kundalini energy comes to the top and they are full of that energy, which I simply call it the divine energy. And why is that you have to have a separate Kundalini yoga for that? Sorry.
Okay. No, thank
I'm
you
not
for
very much into this.
Thank you so much for these questions. They are very good questions. This is again what I believe, that everything affects our Kundalini. Meditation is the safest Kundalini practice you can do. And especially the one where you let everything happen and you just sit. Because that is the moment where you alter yourself in the least. And when you're doing that, then your energy is free to take its journey exactly as it needs to. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy all the time, but I really believe that that is the best and safest way to do it. But I believe that everything affects your Kundalini. I mentioned earlier, even your thoughts will affect Kundalini. Why doing Kundalini yoga instead of another yoga? Was that one part of your question? Yes.
Yeah. Why do you separate in thought? Yes, go on.
Yeah, so they are two of the same. Hatha yoga, a regular Hatha yoga, where we sit with the poses. The chair yoga we do every Monday. That's a Kundalini yoga practice. Yes, but we are not calling it that because there are some criteria and elements that society has put into certain groups in baskets, and that basket is Hatha yoga. It has those attributes, and that basket is Kundalini yoga, probably originally because it sells better. Yeah. But also some people do come through some wisdom, and then they kind of package it together the way it comes because it makes sense to them, and then it can help others. So it could be that Kundalini yoga was originally created by someone who felt that it felt right to them and it helped them at the time, and he felt that, or she felt that they needed to share it with others and packaged it the way they did, so that when others come to them, they know how to help themselves with that tool. It's just another tool. Then it's about people using whatever it is they feel driven to most. Sometimes sometimes I will do a proper Kundalini yoga practice for myself, but it's very rare. A lot of the time, I will do only one element. Either I do Hatha yoga and I do, for example, a sun salutation, or I may sit in meditation with a mudra, or I may chant a mantra, but I rarely actually put them all together because at the time when I do it, that's not what I feel I need. But some people who have come to my Kundalini yoga classes, they come out and they are beaming on their face, telling me, oh, this pain is gone, oh, that pain is gone. A lady, she dropped completely unannounced and unexpected in one of my free Kundalini tester sessions, had no idea she was going to be doing Kundalini, no idea what it was. But she just sat there, she did it, She came in, she was ashen. Her face was very pale, almost grey. She looked drained. She came out, she was beaming like the sun, and at the same time as if she had just done a 4 hour nap. She came out and she said, I feel so much better. And even her, she had no idea what had just happened to her because she had never heard of Kundalini Yoga before. But that is what she needed. So that is one tool that is there for whoever needs to use that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Shanti Master. I will let you know, everyone, that Stephanie Master is a specialist in Kundalini Yoga as well.
Yes. In case if anyone had a doubt. Thank you, Tara Master.
That's all right. Next we have Kumar Samphile Master.
Greetings to everybody. Firstly, I would like to thank Stephanie for explaining the yoga, all limbs of the very clearly, and also most importantly for sharing her own views and experience. Very convincing, and it is evident that yoga is working very well. So these are all based on beliefs. So beliefs differ from person to person. So we cannot argue whether that's correct or this is correct. But the yoga actually is an ancient practice that we have been following, and particularly Patanjali is famous for it. And actually, the purpose is to provide some well-being. Now, in our modern days, we are leading a stressful life. So, only way we can get out of this stressful life is for practicing yoga and meditation. So simply we look at the benefits we are getting rather than arguing whether that posture is correct or this is correct or this all. We are wasting our time. That's my personal view. So it all depends on my own belief. If I am gaining some experience, as you said, let me continue. So I don't want to compare notes with others or other evidence or other discoveries. This is waste of time. So actually your speech is very useful. You have very briefly explained. So what's the purpose of doing the yoga? Actually by doing further, we are able to maintain our health, peace of mind. That's the purpose. We all get gathered together in order to achieve this. So we are meditating, and your speech is very enlightening and very informative, and I thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumar Samphile Master. Next we have Dr. Siva Chandrika Master.
Greeting to all. Today, Stephanie Master did provide us fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
Very suitable heading for this platform. I really enjoyed that 8 part of the Yama Niyama Pratyaya. Those all belongs to Hindu people before I learned before. And also mantra, tantra, mutra, and Om. I really enjoyed. Very happy. I have no questions, but I
thank you.
from other masters also making questions from that. Also, I learn more. I can say only congratulations. Super topic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Siva Chandrika Master. Anthony Master, would you like to say, please?
Yeah, greetings to all. Thank you very much, Stephanie Master, for your detailed explanation about 8 limbs of Patanjali Yoga. And you have explained it and you have given your own experience. So, which is helpful for everybody. And you said the meditation is yoga and yoga is meditation, which is true. So we should everybody has to practice, because when you have your body is in a proper way only, we can practice the meditation as well. To have the body, we have to practice yoga. When we practice yoga, it's easy to do the meditation, which is in a simple way you have explained to everybody. So there's no questions. And it depends on everybody, as Kumar Samphile Master said. There's no argument, because if you like it, take it. If you don't like it, leave it. That's the thing. Thank you so much. And we are waiting to hear about your next experience. Very good topic you are going to speak to us. So we are looking forward to seeing that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Anthony Master.
Vanakkam, greetings to all. Stephanie Master is a wonderful presentation. Yoga as pathway to meditation. Really, really good. Yoga is often misunderstood as just physical exercise, but it is so much more than that. As a yoga teacher, a yoga and mind session teacher, you have conveyed its essence beautifully. Thank you for sharing your insights so clearly and meaningfully. Thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank
Now
you.
I got some.
Srikandaraja Master. Next we have Saroj Master. What would you like to say, please?
Good evening to everybody, and thank you for the opportunity for me to say a few words. It's a very well presented talk on this yoga, and which leads to meditation. Thank you very much, Stephanie Master. I have been doing yoga for quite a number of years. Only the last year or two I have, because due to some surgery and all, I couldn't continue. It's very well, like you said, with your own experience. It's not only just a belief, the experience only will speak more louder than the belief. Your own experience speaks, and which I can, totally understand. As people say, you can't just believe everything, but when you experience what you are gaining from from the yoga, which leads to do the meditation easily, absolutely true. That's my own experience. So yoga is something for the body, like Shanti Master said, is a union of soul with the union of soul with the what do you call that? God, or God also, Pasupati Pasam, they say. So when you do the yoga, your body and the mind easily sort of become very easy to do the dhyana meditation, and which will give a lot of experience. And Kundalini is something that you said, we can't do it without any teacher's guidance, and it can lead to, like you mentioned, that it can lead to sometimes lead to people's breakdown in the emotions and things like that. That's why I have written our yoga teacher and the guru also have said that and also, like you said, one of the lady was really, the pale faced lady, when she reached the has the kundalini, that has to be guided to harvest the energy in the right way. So Kundalini yoga is not for everybody unless you have a proper teacher to take you through. So thank you very much for the very useful and very fruitful delivery of this topic on yoga and meditation. Thank you.
Thank you, Saroj Master. Babu Master, would you like to say anything, please?
Yes. Excuse me. Thank you, Stephanie Master, for your. I used to say your yoga sessions as magical. Can I repeat?
I'm waiting for it. Yes.
Can I repeat the same thing again? Your presentation today is also another magical session. I should say that. Yes, it is really good.
Thank you.
You categorized eight different sections and went through that. You started with the seventh one. I think it's that Dhyana one. You started with that one, and you continued through that in phases. It's very, very beautiful. As I also agree with that, that personal experience comes more than anything else. I always tell this, anyone coming with a personal experience talk, I always welcome that. It's come from the bottom of the heart, from in a mind. It's all facts, and nothing more or nothing less. So it's fantastic what you say. So we're looking forward to your future speech about your near-death experience. It will be, I'm sure, it's definitely going to be fantastic. If you'd like to share anything of that one, please send it to Tara, and we'll be pleased to share that if you have any document to share during your talk. Right. That I want to ask you something. One thing I want to ask you. After coming to this platform here, after doing the dhyanam, which I was like your dad, kind of thing, never believed in anything. Now coming here, I have developed myself a new technique. Whether it is right or wrong, I don't know. I do whatever I do that as a meditation, whether I do yoga, whether I sweep the floor, whether I do a little cooking or make a cup of tea, everything I do, I make it as a dhyana level, just like that. My concentrated, focusing it, like that. It is a short time. I know that it's maybe sometime 3 minutes, sometime 5 minutes, sometime 7 minutes, depends. So it helps me. For my person. So go on. Sorry.
No, carry on. Sorry, finish, please.
So it helps me, relaxes me, help me to focus on everything. This practice helps me. This is, I don't know anybody else is doing it. This is I developed on my own. Whatever time I find, I do everything in a meditative way, as much as I can. I'm not saying perfect, try my best every time. I also sit down and do that as well. This is one of the things I want to share that here, whether it is right or wrong, I don't know. There is no right and no wrong things in this Anmigam anyway. So I hope people will believe what I am saying. Thank you.
The chat box there, Babu Master.
Thank you.
Babu Master, you should proclaim yourself as a guru. Okay, I have two-step answers to this. The first one is, how does it feel doing it?
Sorry?
How does it feel doing it?
Yeah, I feel very blissful, it's fantastic.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So that's my first answer. The second one is, I truly believe that what you're describing is our natural state of being. That when we are going through life and doing things constantly throughout the day in a meditative state, we are actually tapping into our natural being, which is the awareness state. And cultivating this through each step of the day as a, I don't have the word, as a focused practice. We go back to the focus and unfocus. Doing this daily, every moment of the day, practice of meditation as a focused, wanting to do that practice is amazing. And then the more you do it, the more you're going to be ending up throughout your day doing it naturally. It won't be an effort. It won't be a focus, because it will just be there. And maybe that's what it is now already. And I really believe that is how we are naturally meant to live. And when we are, a lot of people in the spiritual world speak about this, that when we are meditating, we are learning to deprogram ourselves. We are unlearning what we have learned so that we can find truly who we are and be that. And I think that's what you are doing.
Thank you so
Stephanie,
much.
only that time he doesn't talk. Otherwise, he's talking.
Yes, but does he talk with awareness?
Let me read the chat boxes. There are good messages here. Stephanie Master, Rajesh Bala. She said the brilliant explanation. Thank you, Master Stephanie Mugo. Dr. Sadamano Master Saligra from excellent presentation. Thanks for sharing your wisdom. Gandhi Saligra, she has written down here. Thank you, Stephanie Master, to explain the yoga and meditation and the 8 pathways. Dhyanam will reduce the anxiety and focus and mindfulness, union with the superpower, which we can't see, but we can experience. Thank you. Then Sugendra Master, from London. Thank you, Stephanie Master. You explained very clearly that yoga as a pathway to meditation. Yoga helped you let you go and cannot control and find peace within. Yoga teaches us to find balance in every breath of and movement. Sorry. Parimala Nagendran from South London. Thank you, Stephanie Master. Excellent explanation. Thank you. Siva Mohan from South London again. Thank you, Stephanie Master, for the informative presentation with the interesting experience of meditation. And Stephanie Master thanked all of us for all the messages. Thank you.
Thank you, Babu Master. Kanku Ganesan Master, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sorry I joined very late, but I realized that others learn a lot from you. But having said that, from their questions, I understood what you have said to them anyway. So thank you very much. I mean, I just want to say something. I always say in Tamil, that means the Saint Manikavasagar actually said that the GU Pope in Englishman from here, he went to India, and he uses this phrase all the time. That means every second you remember Almighty God. That itself, the yoga or meditation or whatever you call it. So as Baba Master said, I always do that. I mean, congratulations. I think you are, I am supporting your view anyway. So this is the first time I am supporting you, I think. Anyway.
Guru, you have found a disciple.
What I am saying is, I put the name for that karma yoga. Then karma means doing things. When you do things, you do your yoga. I mean, that's the word I can give you. Karma yoga. When you do karma or sale, or in Tamil they call sale, or whatever the things you do, you remember whatever the things you do. I mean, it can be breathing exercise, or I do remember Almighty God when I do things. When things go wrong, I remember even more, so that the things will get corrected. That's the thing I'm trying to say. Congratulations, Baba Master. You have invented something. Not invented, you actually share my thoughts. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've only talked about Kundalini Yoga and Hatha Yoga mostly, but there are also so many different kinds. There's Raja Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. I can't remember which one is very similar to what you were describing.
Go for translation.
Yeah. And now Kumar Somphile Master will summarize the speech from English to Tamil. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephanie Marty. If you like to say, you can stay, because the Kumar Somphile Master will summarize your speech. If you like to stay, you can. Otherwise, you can leave. Thank you so much for your time. And
We'll see you on Monday.
We'll
see you on Monday, isn't it? Monday at
yes.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday at 8 p.m. for your excellent speech. You know, there is near-death experience. I'm waiting for you.
Yes, that's it.
Stephanie, stay with us and learn Tamil.
Okay. I'm going to stay a little while, and then I'll have to go because I need to eat my dinner. But I'm curious to hear a bit of Tamil. Yes.
Tamil is the oldest language in the world, Stephanie. Remember that.
Is it?
The oldest. Yes, Google it and see.
Older than Sanskrit?
No.
Yes.
Tamil. Tamil is the oldest. You check it in the Google. Okay. We can start the translation. Time is up.
Yeah, thank you.
அனைவருக்கும் இதயங்கிந்த வணக்கம். இன்று ஸ்டெஃபனி மோகா அவர்கள் யோகா தியானத்திற்கான வழிநடை பாதையாகும் என்ற தலைப்பில் ஆற்றிய உரையின் தொகுப்பை உங்களுக்கு வழங்க இருக்கின்றேன். முதலாவது யோகாவும் தியானமும் ஒரு நாணயத்தின் இரு பகுதியாகும் என்பது மிகையாது என்பதுதான் என்னுடைய கருத்து. முதலாவது இப்போ பதஞ்சலி யோக முனிவருடைய 8 உறுப்புகளை பற்றியும் மிக விவரமாக என்று அவர் கூறினார். அவற்றை சுருக்கமாக அவற்றை பற்றி கூறுகின்றேன். முதலாவது ஜமா என்றால் என்றால் அதில் பொருள் என்றால் விருப்பமான ஒன்றை தவிர்த்தல், விலக்கல். இப்போ என்ன மாதிரி நாங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையிலே நல்ல பண்புகளை அகிம்சை, நேர்மை, பிரம்மச்சாரியம், பற்றின்மை ஆகியவற்றை என்ன மாதிரி பெற்றலாம் என்பதை பற்றி ஜமா மிக விவரமாக தொடர்கிறது. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் அது சில நேரங்களில் தீய பழக்கங்களை விடுவதற்கு, பற்றி இல்லாத வாழ்க்கை வாழ்வதற்கு அது உதவுகின்றது தான் இந்த முதலாவது உறுப்பு. ரெண்டாவது நியமம் என்றது உங்களை நீங்கள் கண்காணித்துக் கொள்வது. அதில் உடல் நலத்தை பேணுவது, துப்புரவாக இருப்பது, மன திருப்தியுடன் வாழ்வது, மற்றது எல்லாற்றையும் இறைவனே என்று சரணடைந்து மகிழ்ச்சியாக வாழ்வதுதான் இந்த நியமம். மூன்றாவது ஆசனம். ஆசனம் என்பது நாங்கள் தியானம் யோகா செய்யும் பொழுது இருக்கின்ற வேற உடம்பு தோற்ற அமைவு, என்னென்ன விஷயங்கள் இருக்கணும்ன்றது, என்ன மாதிரி அபியாசம் எடுக்க வேண்டியது எல்லாத்தையும் பற்றி மிக விவரமாக சொல்லுகின்றதான் இது. இதில் நாங்கள் என்ன மாதிரி என்றால் இந்த ஆசனங்கள் எடுப்பதால் எப்படி எங்களுடைய உள்ளுறுப்புகளை குணமாக்கலாம் என்பதை வெளியேற்று. அடுத்தது ஆற்றல் உடல் முழுக்க பரவத்தக்க ஒரு சந்தர்ப்பம், வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கின்றது. பலவிதமான உடல் உறுப்புகள் பாதிக்காமல் இருக்க, உதாரணமாக மன அழுத்தங்கள் போன்ற எதிர்மறையான உணர்வுகளை குறைப்பதற்கு இது நன்றாகும். சுருங்கமாக சொன்னால் என்னுடைய உடம்பை தானே குணப்படுத்தி கொண்டு இருக்கின்றது. ஆங்கிலத்தில் சொல்றேன்டால் செல்ஃப் ஹீலிங் என்று சொல்றாரு. இதுக்குத்தான் நாங்கள் முக்கியமாக இது பயின்றோம். பட் எப்பொழுதும் வந்து எங்களுடைய நம்பிக்கைகளும் இதை பாதிக்கின்றது. மற்றது என்ன மாதிரி நாங்கள் இருக்கிற எண்ணங்கள் இருக்கின்றதோ எண்ணங்கள் நிச்சயமாக எங்களுடைய உடல் நலத்தை பாதிக்கின்றது. ஆகையினால எண்ணங்களையும் சீர்படுத்த வேண்டும். இதை நாங்கள் இதற்கு தான் நாங்கள் தியானம் என்று சொல்லுகின்றோம். தியானத்துக்கு இதுக்கு வேறுபாடு இல்லை என்று சொல்லணும் என்றால், தியானத்திலே நாங்கள் எண்ணங்களை கவனிப்பதன் மூலம் எங்களுடைய எண்ணங்களை தூய்மையாக்கின்றோம். தூய்மையாக்கின்ற பொழுது அந்த நேரத்திலே எங்களுடைய உள்ள உறுப்புகள் எல்லாம் வந்து குணமடைகின்றன. அப்போ அதைத்தான் மிக முக்கியமானது என்றால் எங்களுடைய நம்பிக்கைகள் இருக்கும் இதோட தொடர்புடையதாக என்று நான் கூற விரும்புகிறேன். அடுத்தது எப்பொழுதும் வந்து விழிப்புணர்வுடன் இருக்க வேண்டும். நம்பிக்கைகள் நல்ல உயர்ந்த விழுமியங்களை கொண்டிருக்க வேண்டும். இவையெல்லாம் நிச்சயமாக ஒரு உடல் நலத்துக்கு இன்றியமையாத கூறுகள் என்று சொல்கின்றேன். 4வதாக வந்து பிராணாயாமா. இது உங்களுக்கு எல்லோருக்கும் தெரியும். வந்து முக்கியமாக நாங்கள் தியானத்தில் கவனிப்பிக்கின்றோம் என்றால் எங்களுடைய மூச்சை, உள்மூச்சு வெளிமூச்சை கவனிப்பது பிராணாயாம. அடுத்தது 5வது வந்து பத்தியக்கிரா என்றால் இது வந்து நாங்கள் விழிப்புணர்வை ஏற்படுத்தி கொள்கின்றது. இந்த நேரம் நாங்கள் செய்கிற ஒவ்வொன்றையும் கவனித்து அதற்கு முழு ஆற்றலையும் பெறுகின்ற சக்தியை பெறுகின்றதாக இருக்கின்றது. 6வது வந்து தர்மம் என்றால் நாங்கள் தியானத்திலே இருக்கும் பொழுது எங்களுடைய கவனம் சரியா இருக்கணும். முழு கவனம் அதிலேயே இருக்க வேண்டும். 7வது வந்து தியானம். தியானத்தை பற்றி முதலிலேயே ஒரு ஆரம்பத்திலேயே சொன்னார். தியானம் என்பது நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் எண்ணத்தை ஒருமுகப்படுத்துகிறோம். செய்கிற எந்த வேலையா இருந்தாலும் அதை ஒருமுகப்படுத்தி அதை செய்ய வேண்டும். அப்பொழுதுதான் இருக்க வேண்டும். நாங்கள் தியானத்தை பற்றி மீண்டும் சொல்றது என்னென்றால், தியானம் செய்கிற பொழுது நாங்கள் யோகாவும் செய்கின்றோம். சில நேரம் யோகா எக்ஸசைஸ் வெவ்வேறு போஸ்டர் செய்கிற பொழுது நாங்கள் மூச்சுகளை கவனிக்கிறோம். ஆகையினால் தான் முதலே சொன்ன மாதிரி தியானமும் யோகாவும் ஒன்றோடொன்று பிணைந்திருக்கின்றன. ரெண்டையும் பிரிக்க முடியாது என்றுதான் சொல்ல வேண்டும். என்ற முன்பு சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு நாணயத்தில் எப்படி ரெண்டும் ஒன்றாக இருக்கின்றதோ அதே மாதிரி எங்களுடைய ஒன்றாக இருந்தது. அதைத்தான் மிக முக்கியமாக நான் இங்கே சொல்லுகிறேன். அடுத்தது வந்து இந்த தியானம். அடுத்தது வந்து குண்டலி யோகா பற்றிய மிக விரைவாக சொன்னார். ஆனால் சுருக்கமாக சொன்னார். அது மிக முக்கியமானது என்றால் இதை வந்து இந்த குண்டலி யோகா தான் எல்லாத்துக்கும் முக்கியமாக இருக்கின்றது. என்றால் அது வந்து மனத்தையும் உடம்பையும் மனத்தையும் ஆன்மாவையும் ஒன்றிணைக்கும் சக்தி கொடுத்தது. இங்கேதான் நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய சக்தியை ஒன்றுக்கொண்டு சமநிலைக்கு கொண்டு வருவதற்காக இருக்கின்றோம். இங்கே வந்து விழிப்புணர்வு ஏற்படுத்துகின்றோம். இது வந்து மெடிடேஷன் ஒன்று கொண்டு பிணைந்திருக்கின்றது என்று சொல்லுகின்றோம். இது நாங்கள் பல வகைகளில் இது பாதிக்கப்படுகிறது. நாங்கள் வந்து முத்திரையை பாவிக்கலாம், மந்திரங்களை பாவிக்கலாம், மற்றது உடல் அசைவுகளை கொண்டு பாவிக்கலாம். மற்றது வந்து மூச்சை நாங்கள் தியானம் செய்கிற பொழுது மூச்சை கவனிப்பதன் மூலம் நாங்கள் செய்யலாம். ஆகையினாலே குண்டலி மிக முக்கியமானது. இது ஒன்று மட்டும் நான் சொல்லுகின்றேன். குண்டலி யோகை கற்கும் பொழுது ஒரு ஆசிரியரிடம் கற்றுக்கொள்வது நல்லது என்றுதான் நான் கருதுகின்றேன். அடுத்ததாக இது வந்து இந்த குண்டலி யோகை பேலன்ஸ் பண்ண என்ன மாதிரி என்றால், நாங்கள் எண்ணங்களை நெறிப்படுத்துவதன் மூலம் நாங்கள் நிலைப்படுத்தலாம். மற்ற குண்டலி யோகத்தை வந்து அமைதியாக இருப்பது நல்லது. அப்புறம் எப்பொழுது வந்து இந்த முக்கியமாக நாங்கள் யோகாவுக்கும் தியானத்துக்கும் என்னென்றால் எந்த நேரம் ஒரு விழிப்புணர்வுடன் இருப்பதுதான் மிக முக்கியமானது. அடுத்தது வந்து கடைசியான நிலை வந்து சமாதி நிலை. இந்த சமாதி நிலை தான் நாங்கள் எல்லோரும் கடைசியாக பெற்றிருக்கின்றது. இதில் நாங்கள் சக்கரங்களுடைய ஆற்றல்களை கவனித்து இறைவனடி சேருவதற்கான வழிகளை இது கொடுக்கின்றது என்று சொல்லி கொண்டு கொடுக்கிறேன். அது வந்து யோகாவும் யோகா இது இதுல பலவிதமான நம்பிக்கைகள் இருக்கின்றது. இப்ப இந்து சமயத்திலே அவர் என்ன சொல்லுகின்றார் என்றால், உதாரணமாக சக்தி சிவம் இரண்டும் ஒன்று கொண்டு உதவி செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. ஆகையினால சக்தி இல்லையே சிவம் இல்லை, சிவம் இல்லையே சக்தி இல்லை என்ற கோட்பாட்டை நாங்கள் யோகாவில் பின்பற்றுகின்றோம். அடுத்ததாக இந்த இன்னொரு நம்பிக்கை இருக்கிறது, மூன்றாவது கண் இருக்கிறது என்று. இந்த எல்லாத்தையும் நாங்கள் பின்பற்றுவதால் என்னென்றால் முக்கியமாக ஒரு ஆன்மாவின் ஒரு தூய்மை ஏற்படுகின்றது, ஒரு விழிப்புணர்வு ஏற்படுகின்றது, வாழ்க்கையிலே ஒரு அமைதி ஏற்படுகின்றது என்று கூறிக்கொண்டு இந்த வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி கூறி விட வருகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
மிக்க நன்றி குமாரசாமி பிள்ளை மாஸ்டர். அவருக்கு ஒருக்கா நாங்கள் கைதட்ட will give a clap for குமாரசாமி பிள்ளை மாஸ்டர். Thank you so much. Thank you.